Hi, I'm Tony Quintero. I'm chair of the Stop Deportations Action Committee that was formed at the White House Summit in San Jose on January 21st. As a follow-up, we are here in Washington, D.C., and we've had a committee of Latino professionals, business people, and nonprofit agencies. And we've just completed a meeting here in the Department of Homeland Security that was arranged by the White House staff, and we feel that we've had some very good results and would like to share with you some of those concepts, ideas, and thoughts.
We have a historic number of removals and deportations from this country. That has not changed since President Bush was in office. The number remains constant at 400,000 people. The federal government, which has sole and exclusive authority for deporting people, has cast the widest net possible by enlisting local law enforcement to help it do its job of deporting undocumented folk and other, sometimes citizens and legal permanent residents.
First, we wanted him to stop the deportations of families, to stop family separation, to stop deporting DREAM Act eligible students, to stop deporting innocent people who have come here to this country and contributed of themselves to our economy and to society as members of our community.
We have a lot of undocumented students in the state of California, and our goal here was to raise the awareness of the DREAM Act students. Now, the DREAM Act students are students who are undocumented and who are in this country through no fault of their own, and many of them are stellar academically. And we've already invested in these students with educating them, and we need to return the investment to society by allowing them to work and pay taxes.
One of the main reasons we came is to focus on the issue of deportations in our community. We talked about secure communities, prosecutorial discretion, the family unity waiver, DREAM students. There's a lot of information that we got that hasn't been released to the community or hasn't been fostered to the community.
We talked to him about the ESCOM program and how it's flawed, how he's actually deporting through ESCOM people who are not criminals at all, who have not even a misdemeanor on their record. And we said, what can we do to work with you, to work with the Department of Homeland Security, to work with ICE, and to work with USCIS to address these issues? And we weren't sure that we were going to be heard. I'm happy to say that we did get the public advocate from ICE to commit to coming out to San Jose and to talking directly with the community.
I had the opportunity to accompany this great group of leaders from California. We got invited so that we can come here and network with some of the people in Washington so that we can stop this senseless deportation of a lot of families. My role is basically to document and to put together a message so that we can go back to the community and report about the partnership, hopefully the partnership that we're having with the White House in terms of getting the message out to the community that it is important for us to change the course of history right now by enrolling our Latino jóvenes, our people that are already citizens that are not registered to vote.
Today, if you are married to an undocumented individual, or if you have a child who is undocumented and you're trying to legalize them through family unity, what you have to do in order to get that person their green card is have them leave the country. And we know that this results in sometimes a 3-year or 10-year separation from each other, and that's just not acceptable.
We want to stop the deportations, and we want immigration reform, and we want the DREAM Act. And what we have heard from Congress is that it's a very hard battle, that the president is up for a significant challenge. And from Mark Rubio to Senator Menendez to Congressman Gutierrez, we have all been informed so we can tell the community what it is we need to do to make it happen for ourselves.
I am a U.S. citizen, lived here all my life, obviously, and I am married to someone who has lived here since he was 2 years old. And we're in a situation now where we're trying to petition for him to be able to stay in this country. Now, we're a young family. Both of us are college educated. Both of us are working. I have family here. Would I qualify for extreme hardship? I'm not sure. And so there's a lot of risks that we have to assess, because if we're denied for hardship, that means my husband will be out of the country for 10 years. That means that I have to move with him to Ciudad Juarez, a place where women are being killed every day and crime and drugs are running rampant. That just doesn't send the right message to the Latino community or to other immigrant communities. And so we need to demand from the administration that they really truly do all that they can, and we know that they can. So we said we need to work together to make sure that families can stay together, that they aren't required to meet some unrealistic expectation of hardship, that it's a hardship just to say to someone that your wife or your husband or your child must live out in another country against your will for any amount of time. We've got to stand with Obama and other members of Congress and our leaders who have supported immigration reform, who have supported the DREAM Act, who have supported keeping families together, and we've got to work together to improve the situation for everybody. Okay? ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. We don't want to hear we can't do it, our hands are tied, it's up to Congress. No, each of us has a role to play. We all have a part to do. So se puede? Sí se puede. We hope you'll join us.